all right, Mr. Frank?
Yes. Yes, Miep.
It's after 6. Everyone in the office has gone home. Don't stay up here, Mr. Frank. What's the use of torturing yourself like this?
I've come to say goodbye, Miep. I'm leaving here.
What do you mean? Where are you going? Where?
I don't know yet. I haven't decided.
Mr. Frank, you can't leave here. This is your home. Amsterdam is your home. Your business is here. It's waiting for you. Now that the war's over, there are things...
I can't stay in Amsterdam, Miep. Everywhere there's something. There are too many memories. The house we lived in. The school. The children playing out there. I'm not the same person you used to know, Miep. I'm a bitter old man. Forgive me. I shouldn't speak to you this way. Not after all that you did for us. The suffering, the sacrifice.
No, it wasn't suffering. You can't say that we suffered.
I know what you and Mr. Kraeler went through. I'll remember it as long as I live. Time to go.
Mr. Frank, did you see? We found him in a heap of rubbish on the floor after you left.
Burn them.
But Mr. Frank, these are your letters, your notes.
Burn them. All of them.
Burn this.
Anna's diary. Monday, 3rd of July, 1942. 1942. Is it possible we... Just 3 years ago. Dear Diary, since you and I are going to be great friends, I'll start by telling you a little about myself. My name is Anna Frank. I was born in Germany, 12th of June, 1929. As my family's Jewish, we immigrated to Holland when Hitler came to power. My father started a business, importing spice.
My father started a business, importing spice and herbs. Things went well for us until 1940. Then the war came, and defeat, followed by the arrival of the Germans. Then things got very bad for the Jews. You couldn't do this, and you couldn't do that. They forced Father out of his business. We had to wear yellow stars. I had to turn in my bike. I couldn't go to the Dutch school anymore. I couldn't go to the movies, or ride in an automobile, and even in a streetcar, and a million other things. But somehow, we children still managed to have fun. Yesterday, Father told me we were going into hiding. Where, he wouldn't say. At 5 o'clock this morning, Mother woke me and told me to hurry and get dressed. I was to put on as many clothes as I could. It would look too suspicious if we walked along carrying suitcases. It wasn't until we were on our way that I learned where we were going. Our hiding place was to be upstairs, in the building where Father used to have his business. 3 other people were coming in with us. The Van Daans and their son Peter. Father knew the Van Daans, but we had never met them.
Franck said they would be here at 7 o'clock. He said
They have 2 miles to walk. You can't expect.
they've been picked up. That's what's happened. They've been taken.
You see?
Oh, Mr. Franck.
Mr. Van Daan, Mrs. Van Daan.
How are you, Mr. Franck?
Doing good. How are you?
Very well. Hope everything is as you expected.
Yes, just a long walk. I'm tired.
There are too many green police on the
me.
street. Afraid we'll take a long way around.
Mr. Brumlow, how are you? So good to see you.
Anna, how are you?
Anna, come on up.
Oh,
This is my wife, Edith. Mr. and Mrs. Van Daan, their son Peter.
How do you do?
My daughters, Margot and Anna.
Hello.
I'm sorry there is still so much confusion.
Oh, don't think of it. After all, we'll have plenty of leisure time to ourselves to arrange things.
We put the stores of food you sent here, soap and linen here, and your drugs are over here.
Oh, thank you, Miep. Thank you so much.
We made up the beds the way Mr. Franck and Mr. Kraeler said. Forgive me, I have to run. I have to go to the other side of town to get some ration books for you.
Ration books. If they see our names on ration books, they will know we're here.
Oh, there isn't anything.
Oh, your names won't be on there. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Miep. Thank you.
Goodbye, Nick. Thank you.
Goodbye, Miep. It's illegal then. The ration books? Otto, we've never done anything illegal.
We won't be living exactly according to regulations.
Well, I must go. I must be downstairs in the office before the workmen arrive. Miep or I, or both of us, will be up each day to find out what your needs are. Tomorrow I will bring you a better bolt for the foot of the stairs. You need a bolt you can throw yourself only at our signal. Oh, and you will tell them about the noise.
I will tell them. Yes.
Goodbye then. I'll be up again after the workmen leave.
Thank you,
Goodbye,
Mr.
Mr.
Kraeler. Thank you so much.
Good. How can we thank you, Mr. Kraeler?
I never thought I'd live to see the day when a man like Mr. Franck would have to go into hiding. When you think... Goodbye.
Goodbye, Mr. Kraeler. Thank you. Oh, what did he mean about the noise?
First, let's take off some of these clothes, don't you think, Anna?
It's a wonder we weren't arrested. Petronella with that fur coat of hers, and that cat of Page's crying all the way.
A cat?
Anna, please.
Oh, it's all right, Mother. I've got on 3 more.
Now, about the noise. While the men are in the building below, we must have complete quiet. Every noise can be heard down there, not only in the workrooms, but in the offices as well. The men arrive around 8:30 and leave at 5:30. So, to be perfectly safe, from 8 in the morning until 6 in the evening, we must move only when it is necessary, and then in stockinged feet. We must not speak above a whisper. We must not run any water. This includes the sink and even, forgive me, the water closet. The pipes run down through the workrooms. The noise would be heard. No trash. No trash must ever be thrown out to give any indication that someone is living here. Not even a potato paring. We must burn everything at night in the stove. This is how we are to live until it is over, if we are to survive.
Until it is over.
Till it's over.
After 6, we can laugh and read and play games just as we would at home. And now, I believe it would be good, yes, be good for us to get settled before 8 o'clock. Mrs. Van Daan, you and your husband will be upstairs. I regret that there's no room up there for Peter, but he will be down here near us. This room will be our common room. where we will meet together to talk and to eat and read like one family.
And where do you and Mrs. Franz live?
This room will also be our bedroom.
No, but this is your place. We couldn't intrude like that.
No, that isn't right. We'll sleep down here and you take the room upstairs.
Please, I've thought about this for weeks. This is the best arrangement. The only arrangement.
Never, never can we thank you. I don't know what we would have done if it hadn't been for Mr. Frank.
You don't know how your husband helped me when I first came to this country, not knowing anyone, not even being able to speak the language. I could never repay you for that. May I help you with your things?
No. Come along, Mickey. I think we've got everything.
You'll be all right, Peter. You're not afraid.
Mother, please. Come now, Aiden. You look very tired. You didn't close your eyes once last night. Nor you, Margot.
I slept, Father. Isn't that funny? I knew it was the last night in my own bed, yet I slept soundly.
I'm glad, Anna. Now you can help me straighten things in here. Come now, Edith. You must get some rest. You can sleep in here for the time being.
Oh, but you're sure I could help, really? And Anna hasn't had her milk.
I will give it to her. Don't worry. Oh, Anna, Peter, it's best to take your shoes off now before you forget.
Anna, you're sure you're not tired?
I'm fine. I'm gonna go help Father.
Peter, I am so glad that you're to be with us.
Yes, Mrs. Frank.
What's your cat's name?
Mushi.
Mushy. Oh, Mushy, Mushy, Mushy. I love cats. Well, I have one. A darling little cat, but they made me leave her behind. I left some food and a note for the neighbors to take care of her. I'm gonna miss her terribly. Well, what's yours, a him or a her?
He's a Tom. And he doesn't like strangers.
Then I'll have to stop being a stranger, won't I? Was he fixed?
Huh?
Did you have him fixed?
Well, no.
Oh, you ought to keep him from fighting. Where did you go to school?
Jewish secondary.
That's where Margot and I go. Never saw you around.
Well, I used to see you sometimes. You're always in the middle of a bunch of kids in the playground.
Why didn't you come over?
I'm sort of a lone wolf.
What are you doing?
I'm taking it off.
But you can't do that. They'll arrest you if you go out without your star.
Who's going out?
Oh. Of course, you're right. I guess we don't need them anymore. I wonder what our friends are going to think when we don't show up today.
I didn't have any dates with anyone.
I did. I had a date with Yopi to go over to her house and play ping pong. You know Yopi Duval?
No.
Well, Yopi's my best friend. I wonder what she'll think when she telephones and there's no answer. Probably she'll come over to the house. Well, I wonder what she'll think. We left everything as if we'd been suddenly called away. Breakfast dishes in the sink. Bed's not made. Well, look, the star's still there. What are you going to do with yours?
I burnt it.
It's funny, I can't seem to burn mine. I mean, I don't know why.
You can't.
Just that.
You can't throw that away? Something they branded you with?
I-
Something they made you wear so
Well,
they
I-
could spit on you?
I know, but after all, it is the Star of David, isn't it?
Maybe it's different for a girl.
Forgive me, Peter. I forgot to show you your room. Here it is over here. But I warn you, you cannot grow another inch. If you do, you have to stick your feet out of the doorway. Are you hungry?
No.
I can get you some bread and butter.
No, thank you.
You can have it for luncheon then. And tonight we'll have a real supper. Our first supper together.
Yes, Mr. Frump. Thanks.
It's a nice boy, Peter.
He's a little shy, isn't he?
He'll get used to it. You'll like it. I know.
going to think of it here? I'm going to think of it as a boarding house. A very peculiar boarding house. Kind of like one that... Oh, my father, my movie stars! I wonder where they've been. Queen Wilhelmina. How wonderful.
Go on. There's more.
Thank you, Father. Oh, a diary. I've always wanted to have a diary. I'm gonna find a pencil. I'm going down to the office.
Anna, no!
But Father, there's no one in the building now.
It doesn't matter. You are never to go down beyond that door.
Never? Not even at night when everyone's gone? Or on Sundays? Can't I go down just to listen to the radio?
Never. I'm sorry, Annika. It just isn't safe. But I tell you what. There are no walls, no bolts, no locks that anyone can place on your mind, Anna. Miep will still bring us books. We'll get to read our history and our poetry and our mythology. You'll see. Here. Here is your milk. As a matter of fact, between you and I, Anna, living here has certain advantages for you, you know. For instance, remember the battle you had with your mother on the subject of wearing overshoes? You said you'd rather die than wear overshoes. Well, in the end, you had to wear them, didn't you? As long as you are here, no more overshoes. And Margot's clothes. No more wearing Margot's ugly clothes that you complained about all the time. And the piano. No piano, so you don't have to practice the piano while we're here. I tell you, living here is going to be a fine life for you, Anna.
Oh, I thought I might get some water for Mushi before 8 o'clock.
Of course.
July 3rd, 1942. I expect I should be describing what it feels like to go into hiding, but I really don't know yet myself. I only know it's funny never to be able to go outdoors, never to breathe fresh air, never to run and shout and jump. It's the silence in the night that frightens me most. Every time I hear a creak in the house or a step on the street outside, well, I'm sure they're coming for us. The days aren't so bad. At least we know that Miep and Mr. Kraeler are down there below us in the office. Our protectors, we call them. I asked Father what would happen to them if the Nazis found out they were hiding us. Penn said that they would suffer the same fate that we would. Imagine! They know this. And yet, whenever they come up here, they're always cheerful and happy, as if nothing in the world were to bother them.
It's safe now. The last workman is left.
Whee! I'm first for the WC.
Six o'clock, Margot. School's over.
Have you seen my shoes?
Your shoes?
You've taken them, haven't you?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You're going to be sorry.
Oh, I am.
Anna?
You wait till I get you.
I'm waiting.
Oh.
Peter, no. Peter, no.
Right now, stop. Right now, stop. Get over here. The shoe. Anna, when are you going to be a little lady? Please.
Peter, where are you going? Come dance with me. Come on.
I tell you, I don't know how.
I'll teach you.
I'm going to give Mushi his dinner.
Can I watch?
He doesn't like people around while he's eating.
Please, Peter.
No!
Anna, I think you should not play like that with Peter. It is not dignified.
Who cares if it's dignified? I want to be dignified.
You complain that I don't treat you like a grown-up. But when I do, you resent it.
I only want some fun, someone to laugh and clown with. When you sat still all day and hardly moved, you've got to have some fun. I don't know what's the matter with that boy.
He isn't used to girls. Give him a little time.
Time? Is it 2 months time enough? I could cry. Margot, come dance with me, please.
I have to help us supper.
You know we're going to forget how to dance. When we get out of here, we won't remember a thing. Not me. Dun, ta-dun, dun. Dun, ta-dun, dun. Dun, ta-dun, dun.
Next.
Dun,
There's Peter.
dun. Where would he be, Mrs. Van Daan?
If he has not finished his lessons, his father will kill him if he catches him in there with that cut. Anna, will you get him out of there, please?
Peter!
What is it?
Your mother says to come out.
Mata, I'm going to give Mushi his dinner.
Oh, you know what your father says.
I haven't even seen my cat since lunch.
Well, I'm just telling you, that's all.
I'll feed him.
No, I don't want you coming in here.
Peter.
But all right, put him right back up when you get done. Come right back out of my room, too, you hear? Mother?
Now, is that any way to talk to your little girlfriend?
She's not... Leave me alone.
Look at him blush, Mr. Frank. Look at him.
I'm not... Will you just let me alone?
Oh. Now, he acts as though it was something to be ashamed of. It's nothing to be ashamed of to have a little girlfriend.
You're crazy. She's only 13.
Oh, and you're 16. That's just perfect. Why, your father was 10 years older than I am. I warn you, Mr. Frank, if this war goes on too much longer, you and I are going to be related.
Mazel tov.
Oh, I wonder where Miep is. She's usually so prompt.
Good evening, everyone. Forgive me if I don't stay. I have a friend waiting for me in there. My friend, Tom. Tom Cat. Some people say we look alike, but Tom has the most beautiful whiskers, and I only a little fuzz. I'm hoping in time, though, that I can be
All
just...
right, Mrs. Quack Quack.
Peter.
Well, I heard about you. How you used to talk so much in class, they called you Mrs. Quack Quack. how Mr. Smither gave you a composition to write. Quack, quack, said Mrs. Quack, quack.
Well, go on, tell them the rest. How it was so good that he read it out loud to the class and then to all the other classes.
Quack, quack,
Oh,
quack, quack.
You are the most insufferable, intolerable I've ever met.
That's right, Annika. Give it to him. Very good.
Of all the boys in the whole world, why I had to get locked up with one like you.
Quack, quack, quack. From now on, you stay out of my room.
Anna dear, your hair. Are you feeling all right?
Mother, please.
You haven't a fever, have you?
No.
Anna, please don't do this. You know we can't call a doctor here ever, and there's only one thing to do. Watch carefully. Prevent an illness before it comes. Now, let me see your tongue. Anna, don't be such a baby. Come on, let me see your tongue. Otto,
You heard your mother, Anna.
come on, open up. Anna, come on, open up. Looks all right, but perhaps an aspirin.
Oh, please, Mrs. Frank, for heaven's sake, don't give that child another pill. I had to wait for 15 minutes this morning for her to come out of the WC.
I was washing my hair.
I think there's nothing more than wrong with our Anna that a ride on her bike or visit with Yopi Duval wouldn't cure.
Miep not come yet. Miep not come yet.
The boatman just left a few minutes ago.
What's for dinner?
Beans.
Not again!
Oh, poor Pooty, I know, but what can we do? It's all that Miep brought us.
We are now in what is known as the bean cycle. Beans boiled, beans in casserole, beans without string.
I saw
beans
you.
with string.
In there playing with that cat.
He just went in there for a minute just to put some clothes away. He was out here the whole time doing his lessons.
You got an excellent on your history paper today, Anna, and a very good in Latin.
How about algebra?
I have a confession to make in algebra. Until now, I've managed to stay ahead of you. But today, you caught up with me. We'll have to leave it to Margot to correct.
Isn't algebra vile, Pim?
Absolutely vile.
And how did I do? Excellent, excellent, excellent.
Right here, Margot. You should have used the subjunctives.
Should I? Well, Mrs. Van Daan, may I try on your coat?
Oh, Anna, no, please, no.
Oh, no, it's fine. Absolutely fine. But please be careful with it. My father bought it for me the year before he died, and he always bought the best that money could buy.
Mrs. Van Daan, did you have many boyfriends before you were married?
Now, Anna, that is a very personal question. It's not polite to ask such personal questions.
Oh, no, it's all right. You go back to the kitchen. It's fine. Oh. When I was a girl, we had the most beautiful summer house. It was in Hilversum. And the boys came buzzing around like bees around a jam pot. And when I was 16, we were wearing our skirts very short that year, and I had good-looking legs.
Oh, God, not again.
Shut up. No, and as a matter of fact, I still have them. I may not be as pretty as I used to be, but I certainly do still have my legs. How about it, Mr. Frank?
All right, we see them.
I'm not asking you. I'm asking Mr. Frank.
Mother, for heaven's sake.
Oh, I embarrass you, do I? Well, I only hope the girl you marry has as good. Well, anyway. My father used to worry about me with so many boys hanging around, and he told me, if any of them ever get fresh with you, you tell him, remember, Mr. So-and-so, remember, I'm a lady.
Remember, Mr. So-and-so, remember, I'm a lady.
Look at you talking that way in front of her. Don't you know she puts everything in that diary of hers?
Well, so what if she does? I'm only telling the truth.
Would you mind, Peter, if I moved you over to the couch?
Miep must be listening to the radio.
Are you finished with your homework yet?
No.
You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
All right. I'm a dunce. I'm a hopeless case. How do I go on?
You're not hopeless. It's just that you don't have anyone who is capable of helping you, the way the girls have. Maybe you could help him, Mr. Frank.
I'm sure that his father could.
No, not me. I can't do anything with him. Go ahead if you want.
What about it, Peter? Shall we make our school co-educational?
Yes, Mr. Frank.
Oh, Mr. Frank, thank you so much. You're an angel. You're an absolute angel. Here, sit down, you know. I don't know why I couldn't have met you.
I think it would be best if we went to Peter's room.
Oh, that's right. Now, you go in there, Pedro, and you listen to Mr. Frank, because Mr. Frank is a highly educated man.
Shh, I can hear a voice talking downstairs.
Isn't it bad enough without you sprawling all over the place?
If you didn't smoke so much, you wouldn't be so bad-tempered.
Am I smoking? Do you see me smoking?
Don't tell me you've smoked up all the cigarettes Miep brought you already.
One package. Miep only brought one
Well,
package.
it's a filthy habit anyway, and it's
Oh, stop it, please.
Yourself. You're smoking up
Will
all
you
our
shut
money. You
up?
know that, don't you?
Will you shut up?
No.
And what are you staring at?
I thought only children quarreled.
This isn't a quarrel. It's a discussion. And I've never seen children so rude before in all of my life.
I'm rude?
Anna, will you please bring me my knitting? Please. I must remember to ask me to bring me some more wool when she comes. Have you any library books for me when she comes?
Well, it's a wonder that Miep has a life of her own the way we make her do errands for us. Miep, get me some starch. Miep, take my hair out and have it cut. Miep, tell me all the latest news. Did you know that she's engaged? His name is Dirk, and Miep's afraid that the Nazis are going to ship him off to one of their German warplanes to work there. You know, that's what they're doing with some of the young...
Talk. That's all you ever do. Suppose you just keep quiet for a few moments, can you?
Anna, please, come finish your
Talk.
glass of milk.
That's all you ever do. Why can't you be nice and quiet like your sister Margaret? You know what guys like in girls? They like girls who are quiet and submissive. Talk. That's all you ever do.
Well, I cut my throat first.
Oh,
I open my games.
Where's my...
What are you looking for?
My pipe. Have you seen my pipe?
What good's a pipe? You haven't got any tobacco.
At least I'll have something to hold in my mouth. Margaret, have you seen my pipe?
It was on the table last night.
Anna, have you seen my pipe? Anna.
Anna, please. Mr. Van Daan is speaking to you.
Am I allowed to speak?
Oh! You are the most aggravating. You know what you need? You've been spoiled. You need a good old-fashioned spanking. That's what you need.
Remember, Mr. So-and-so. Remember, I'm a lady.
Oh! You know what? Men, you never get far in life, never. Because you're not submissive. You're not like Petronella, who is domestic and who is nice and cooks and keeps the house clean.
I would cut my throat. I'd open my veins. I'm going to be remarkable, Mr. Van Daan. I'm going to Paris.
Paris?
To study music and art. I'm going to be a famous dancer or a famous singer or something, well, something wonderful. Oh, Mr. Van Daan, I'm so sorry.
Look what you've done to my beautiful forgot my father gave me. Now you've ruined it. Don't touch it. Do you know what this coat costs? Do you?
I'm sorry.
Now it's ruined. Don't! I could kill you for this.
Petronella.
I could just kill you.
Petronella, leave me. Come back. Petronella.
Anna, you should not behave like that.
It was an accident. Anyone could have an accident, Mother.
I don't mean that. I mean the answering back. You must not answer back. They are our guests. We must always show the greatest courtesy to them. They're all living under terrible tension, and that's why we must control ourselves. You don't see Margaret getting into arguments with them, do you? Watch Margaret. She's always courteous with them, never familiar. She keeps her distance, and they respect her for it. Try to be like Margaret, please.
And have them walk all over me the way they do her? No thanks.
Oh, I'm not afraid that anyone is going to walk all over you, Anna. I'm afraid for the other people that you will walk all over them. I don't know what happens to you. You are wild and self-willed. If I had ever talked to my mother as you have talked to me...
Things have changed. People aren't like that anymore, Mother. Yes, Mother. No, Mother. Anything you say, Mother. I've got to fight for myself. I've got to make something of myself.
It isn't necessary to fight to do it, Anna. Margaret doesn't fight, and isn't she? She's fine. She's
Margot. Margot. That's all I ever hear
can't talk to Anna. She flies at me and...
But you know, Anna, in half an hour she'll be back out here laughing and joking again.
And I told your father it wouldn't work, but no, he said you had to ask them. He said he owed it to them, he said. But now he knows that I was right and he was wrong. All these quarrels and his bickering. It's Miep. Every time I hear that sound, my heart stops.
Father, Miep's here.
Thank you. Is it me? Is it me?
Yes, I think so.
Good. At last I have some cigarettes.
Mr. Von Daan, I can't tell you how unhappy I am about Mrs. Von Daan's coat. Anna should never have
Don't
touched
worry,
it.
you'll be fine.
Is there anything I can do?
It'll be all right. Don't worry.
Who is it? Who's that?
Oh, it's Mr. Kraeler.
Mr. Kraeler, but...
Oh, Mr. Kraeler.
Good to see you.
How are you doing?
How are you, Mr. Kraeler?
When Mr. Kraeler comes, the sun begins to shine.
Miep is coming?
Ah, not tonight.
Oh, would you like a cup of coffee? Oh, wait, better still, will you have supper with us?
I'd better not.
Mr. Kraeler has something to discuss with us. Something has happened, he says, which requires an immediate decision.
What is it?
Usually, when I come up here, I try to bring you some bit of good news. What's the use telling you the bad news when there's nothing you can do about it? But today, something has happened. Dirk, Miep's Dirk, you know, came to me just now. He says he has a Jewish friend living near him. A dentist. He's begged me, could I do anything for this man? Could I find him a hiding place? So I've come to you. I know it's a terrible thing to ask. Living as you are, but could you take him in with you?
Yes. Yes, of course.
It'll only be a night or two, until I find some other place. This happened so suddenly, I just didn't know where to turn.
Where is he now?
Downstairs in the office.
Good. Bring him up.
His name is Dussel. Jan Dussel.
Dussel. I think I know him.
I'll get him.
Forgive me. I spoke without consulting you.
There's no need for you to consult with anyone. This is your place. Only thing I feel is there's so little room here as it is, and there's not much to eat, and for us to take in another person
We could stretch the food a little. It will only be for a few days.
You want to make a bet?
I think it's fine to have him, Otto, but where are we going to put him? There.
Oh, well, he can have my room. I'll sleep in the floor. I don't mind.
No, Peter. That's very good of you. But your room is too small, even for you.
Well, I've got a much better idea. How about this? I'll come in here with you and Mother, and Margot can go in Peter's room, and Peter can go in our room with Mr. Dussel.
That's right, we could do that.
No, you can't sleep in there. Nor you, Anna. Mushy has caught rats in there. Peter's brave. He doesn't mind.
Well, how about this? I'll come in here with you and Mother. Mr. Dussel can have my bed.
No. Margaret will come in here with us, and he can have her bed. It's the only way. Now, Margaret, go get your things, and Anna, you help her.
Why, Margot? Why can't I come in here?
Because it wouldn't be proper for Margaret to be sleeping with a... Well, just don't argue, Anna, please. Go help. Now.
You don't mind sharing your room with Mr. Dussel, do you, Anna?
No, of course not.
Good. Well, where's the cognac?
Well, it's there, Otto, but I was saving it in case of an illness.
I can't think of a better time to use it. Peter, we can get 5 glasses for me.
Oh, I've already got it.
Oh.
What's happening? What's going on?
Someone's moving in with us.
In here. You're joking.
So it's only for a night or two until Mr. Kraeler can find him another place.
Whatever.
Oh, welcome. Come in.
This is Mr. Franck.
May I have a few things?
Thank you. Mr. Otto Franck.
Yes. This is my wife, Edith, Mr. and Mrs. Van Daan. their son, Peter, and my daughters, Margot and Anna.
Thank you, Mr. Frank. Thank you all. Mr. Dussel, I leave you in good hands. Oh, Dirk's coat.
What can I say to thank you, Kraeler?
Oh, Miep and Mr. Kraeler, they're our lifeline. Without them, we couldn't live.
Please, please, you make us all seem very heroic. It isn't that at all. It's simply we do not like the Nazis. We do not like anything about them. We don't like their methods.
I know, I know. No one's going to tell us Dutchmen what to do with our jobs.
Pay no attention to Mr. Frank. I'll be up again later to see that they're treating you all right. Don't bother coming down after me. Peter will bolt the door after me. Won't you, Peter?
Yes, Mr. Kraeler.
Thank you, Peter. I'll get it.
Goodbye, Mr. Kraeler.
Goodbye, Mr. Kraeler. Goodbye, Mr. Kraeler.
Tell me hello.
Mr. Dussel, please, sit down.
I'm dreaming. I know it. I can't believe my eyes. Mr. Otto Frank, here. You're not in Switzerland then, huh? A woman told me. She said that she had gone to your house. The door was open, and everything was in disordered. The dishes in the sink. She said that she had found a piece of paper in the wastebasket with an address scribbled on it. An address in Zurich. Yes, she said you must have escaped to Zurich.
Jim put that there purposely, just so people would think that very thing.
And you've been here this whole time, huh?
All this time, ever since July.
Pim, it worked! The address you left, Mr. Dussel says that people believe we escaped to Switzerland.
Well, I'm glad. Now, I think it's only fitting we have a toast to welcome Mr. Dussel. To Mr. Dussel.
Welcome, Mr. Dussel.
We're very honored to have you with us.
To Mr. Dussel, welcome.
That was good.
Mr. Kraeler, he warned you that you won't get much to eat here. You can imagine 3 ration books among the 7 of us, and now you make 8.
Mr. Van Daan, you don't realize what is going on that you should warn me of a thing like that. You don't realize what is happening, do you? Because right here in Amsterdam, every day, hundreds of Jews are disappearing. They surround the block, and they search from house to house to house. Little tiny children come home to find their parents gone. Hundreds of Jews are being deported every day. And it's people that you and I know. It's people that you and I both know. The Hallensteins, the Vessels. They get the call-up notice, and it says, show up to the Jewish theater on a such and such day and hour. Bring only what you can in a rucksack. And if you refuse the call-up notice, they will come to your house and drag you right out of your home and take you to Mount Tausen, which is the death camp.
We didn't know things had got so much worse.
Forgive me for speaking so.
Do you know the Duvals? Do you know what's become of them? Their daughter Yopi and I were in the same class. Yopi's my best friend.
They are gone.
Oh, Anna.
Gone?
With all the others.
There were some people that lived near us. Their name was Wagner. And
I think it would be best if we wait till late to ask our questions. I'm sure that Mr. Dussel would like to get settled before 8 o'clock.
Thank you, I would. I brought very little with me.
I regret that we cannot offer you a room by yourself. I hope things will not be too uncomfortable. We've had to make strict rules here. Schedule of hours. We'll talk more about that after supper. Now, Anna, would you like to take Mr. Dussel to his room?
If you'll follow me, Mr. Dussel.
Forgive me if I haven't really expressed my gratitude to all of you, but this has just been such a shock to me. I always thought of myself as being Dutch. I was born in Holland, my father was born in Holland, and my grandfather. And after all these years, if you'll excuse me.
Right this way.
The news sounds pretty bad. So different from what Mr. Kraeler tells us. He says things are improving.
I like it better the way Kraeler tells it.
You're going to share the room with me.
I'm a man who has always lived alone. I haven't had to adjust myself to others. But if you'll bear with me until I learn.
Let me help you. Have you always lived alone? Have you no family at all?
No one.
Oh, awful. You must be terribly lonely.
I'm used to it.
I could never get used to it. Well, didn't you have a pet, a cat, or a dog?
Oh, I have an allergy for fur-bearing animals, you see. They give me asthma.
Your Pater has a cat.
Here, he has a cat here.
Yes, but it'll be all right. We never see it. It's always in the room. I'm sure it'll be all right, Mr. Dussel.
Let us hope so.
This is Margot's bed where you will sleep. And I sleep over here on this bed. And we cleared these things for you. You can put whatever you'd like in here.
Your father spoke of a schedule.
Yes, it's mainly about the times that we have to be quiet. And the times for the WC. You can use it now if you'd like.
No, thank you.
Oh, I suppose you think it's awful my speaking of a thing like that. You don't realize how important it can get to be, especially when you're frightened. About this room, the way Margot and I did, she took in the afternoons for studying and reading, lessons, you know, and I took it in the mornings. Would that be all right with you, Mr. Dussel?
I'm not always my best in the mornings.
Oh, then you take it in the mornings, and, well, I'll have it in the afternoons.
Tell me, when you're in here, where am I supposed to be spending my time? In there with the other people?
Yes.
I see.
And we have supper at 6:30.
Then, if you don't mind, I'd like to lay down quietly for about 10 minutes or so. I find it helps good with the digestion.
Okay, I hope I won't be too much of a bother. I seem to be able to get everyone's back up.
I always get along well with children. You see, all my patients always bring all their children to me, because they know that we get along well with them. So, there's no need for you to worry. Okay? Good night.
Monday, the 21st of September, 1942. Mr. Dussel and I had another battle yesterday. Yes, Mr. Dussel. According to him, nothing, I repeat, nothing is right about me. My appearance, my character, my manners. Why is it that every grown-up thinks he knows the way to bring up children, particularly the grown-ups that have never had any? I keep wishing that Pater was a girl instead of a boy. Then I would have someone to talk to. Margot's a darling, but she takes everything too seriously. To pause for a moment on the subject of Mrs. Von Daan, I must tell you that her attempts to flirt with Father are getting her nowhere. Him, thank goodness, won't play.
Something must be done about this child, Mrs. Frank. Yelling like that. Who knows, but there could be somebody out on the street. She's invading all of our lives. Every night, she twists and turns. I don't sleep. I spend half of the night trying to hush her up, and now it's nightmares.
Please,
Mr. Dussel, go back to bed. Anna will see herself in just a few moments. Right, Anna?
Thank you, but I'm gonna go to the WC because that seems to be the only place where I can get some peace and quiet about here.
What's happening? What's going on?
Nightmares. She's having nightmares.
Thought someone was murdering the child.
Unfortunately, no.
Everything's okay, Paige. Just go back to bed.
Oh, would
Thank
you
you.
like a cup of water or... Oh, was it a very bad dream? Or perhaps if you told me, I
I'd rather not talk about it.
Oh, poor baby. Try to sleep then. I will sit right here beside you until you fall back to sleep.
You don't have to.
Oh, but I want to. Really, I do. I'm sorry. Please.
I'd rather you didn't.
Good night, then. There's nothing that you want, Anna.
Please ask Father to come.
Of course, Anna, dear. She wants you.
I hate it.
It's all right. I thank God that at least she will turn to you when she needs comfort. Please go to her, Otto. She's still shaking with fear so badly. Please, Otto, go. Go to her now. Go. It's all right. What's nothing up with me? She pulled away from me when I leaned down to kiss her.
Oh, you heard, Father, it's a phase. Most girls go through it. They turn to their fathers at this age.
Oh, but you were like this. You didn't shut me out.
She'll get over it. I know she will.
I don't know what I'm going to do.
Oh, Pam, I dreamed they came to get us, the green police, that they broke down the door and started to drag me out the way they did Yopi. Pam.
Here. I want you to take this.
What is it?
Something to quiet you. You want me to reach you for a while?
No, just sit here with me for a minute. Was I awful? Did I yell terribly loud? Do you think anyone outside could have heard me?
No. Just lie quietly now. Try to sleep.
Oh, Pam, I'm a coward. I'm terribly disappointed in myself. Every time that I think I'm really grown up, that I've conquered my fears, something happens and I come to you like a baby. I love you, Father. You're the only one that I love.
I don't know.
It's true. I've been thinking about it for a long time.
It makes me very happy to hear you say that you love me. But I would be much happier if you said you loved your mother as well. She needs your help, your love.
We don't have anything in common. She doesn't understand me. Every time I try to explain my views on life to her, she asks me if I'm constipated.
You hurt her very much just now, Mom. She's in there crying.
Well, I can't help it. I only told the truth. I didn't want her in here. Oh, I was awful, wasn't I, Pim? The worst of it is I can stand up and look at myself doing it and know that it's wrong, yet I can't stop myself. Tell me what's wrong with me. Don't tell me it's just a phase. Help me.
There's so little we parents can do to help our children, Mom. We can only set an example and point the way. The rest you must do yourself. You must build your own character.
I'm trying. Really, I am. Every night before I go to bed, I think back on all the bad things that I did that day. Like putting a wet mop in Mr. Dussel's bed. And now this with Mother. I say to myself that those things were wrong, and I'm never going to do those again. Never. Of course, I may do something worse, but at least I'll never do those again. I have a nicer side to me, Father. show it. I'm afraid that if I'm nice, people are going to laugh at me. So the mean Ann comes to the outside, and the good Ann stays on the inside. And I keep trying to switch them around so that the good Ann is on the outside and the bad Ann is on the inside. Be what I like to be. Might be. If only.
The air raids are getting worse. They come over day and night. The noise is terrifying. Pim says that it should be music to our ears. The more the planes, the sooner will come the end to the war. Monday, the 9th of November, 1942. Wonderful news! The Allies have landed in Africa. Pim says we can look for an early finish to the war. Just for fun, he asked each of us what was the first thing we wanted to do when we get out of here. Mrs. Van Daan longs to be home with her own things. Her needlepoint chairs, the Bechstein piano her father gave her, the best that money could buy. Peter would like to go to a movie. Mr. Dussel wants to get back to his dentist drill. He's afraid that he's losing his touch. For myself, there are so many things. To ride a bike again, to laugh till my belly aches, to have new clothes from the skin out, to have a hot tub to overflowing and wallow in it for hours, to be back in school with my friends.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotah v'nispanu lehalek neshel Hanukkah. Amen.
Amen.
I lift up mine eyes unto the mountains, from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from the Lord who made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. He that keepeth Israel doth neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is thy keeper. The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord shall keep thee from all evil. He shall keep thy soul.
The Lord shall guard thy going out and thy coming in from this time forth and forevermore. Amen.
Amen. Forgive me, Mr. Frank. That was very moving.
Where are you going?
Oh, Mr. Dussel, it's not over yet. There's much more. Presents and songs.
Presents?
Sit down.
Not
sit down.
this year, unfortunately.
Oh, well, but everyone gives presents on Hanukkah. Everyone.
Like our St. Nicholas holiday.
No, not like St. Nicholas. What kind of a Jew are you that you don't even know Hanukkah?
I remember particularly the candles. The first one as we have here tonight. And then the second night we light 2. The third night we light 3. And so on until we have 8 candles burning. Then there are 8 candles burning. It is truly beautiful.
And the potato pancake.
Oh, don't talk about them.
I make the best latkes you ever tasted.
Oh, invite us all next year in your own homes.
God willing.
What I remember best is the presents we used to get when we were little. 8 days of presents, and each day they got better and better.
We are all here alive. That is present enough.
No, it's not. I've got something.
What is it, Anna?
Presents!
Presents.
That's good to me.
How in the world does she get presents? There's nothing you can keep a secret here. There's no way.
You'll see, you'll see.
Lahaim. Look. What's she got on her head?
A lampshade.
Dear, they're every which way. Margot, go ahead, read it out loud.
Margot, you've never lost your temper. You never will, I fear. You are so good, but if you should, put all your crosswords here.
Well, what is it, Margot?
Well, it's a new crossword puzzle book. Oh, Anna, where did you ever get it?
Well, it isn't new, it's one you've done, but I rubbed it all out, and if you wait a little and forget, you can do it all over again.
Oh, thank you, Anna. You never know it wasn't you. Thank you.
Mrs. Van Daan.
Oh, this is awful. I don't have a present for anyone. I never thought.
This is all Anna's idea now.
Well, what is it?
It's hair shampoo. I missed all the odds and ends of my soap and my last of my perfume.
Oh, Annika, thank you. This was wonderful.
Can I borrow that?
Mr. Van Daan, yours is really something. Look.
Let's see.
Cigarettes!
Cigarettes, 2 of them. Oh!
10 pounds of old tobacco in the lining of his coat. We made them. Rather pimped.
Light it.
There's only a little fluff in it. Not.
Oh, thank you, Anna. Thank you. You're gonna smoke yourself to death.
This is for Mushi.
Well, on behalf of Mushi, I thank you.
Well, this is for you from Mrs. Quack Quack.
Oh, now go on, Petra. What is it? Show it to us.
It's a safety razor.
A what?
A razor.
Oh, no, you didn't make that out of odds and ends.
Well, Miep got it for me. It's second-hand, but you really do need a razor now.
For what?
Well, if you look on his upper lip, you can see the beginning of a mustache.
He wants to get rid of that. Put a little milk on and let the cat lick it off.
Think you're funny, don't you?
Look, he can't wait. He's going to try it.
I'm going to give Mushi his present.
Mushy, mushy, mushy.
Mr. Dussel.
For me? You have something for me.
I made them myself. They're earplugs.
Earplugs.
To put in your ears, so you won't hear me thrash around at night. I made them myself out of cotton candle wax. Go ahead, put them in. See if they don't work.
Wait now, wait. Try to get them in, please.
Okay. Are you ready, Mr. Dussel?
Okay.
Are you ready, Mr. Dussel?
Huh? Hold on. Oh, God! They've gone inside. Good!
Are you okay?
A real Hanukkah.
Thank you so man.
Let's have the song now. Let's have the song. Mr. Dussel, did you know the song? The song is the whole part. Oh, Hanukkah,
Anna! I think it would be best if we did not sing the song tonight. It's a song of rejoicing, of jubilation. One is apt to become too enthusiastic.
Please, let's have the song. I promise not to shout.
You! Very well.
You! How many times have I told you? Out of here now!
Haven't you any sense? Get that cat out of here.
Cat?
You heard me. Get the cat out of here.
I have no cat.
It doesn't need to be the cat. His clothes are enough when he comes out of that.
Don't worry. It won't bother you anymore. We're getting rid of it.
At last you finally listen to me.
I'm not doing it for you. I'm doing it because I'm sick of seeing that cat eat all our food and get fatter every day.
That's not true. I only feed him bones and scraps.
The cat gets fatter every day. Out it goes tonight.
No!
Mr. Van Daan, that's Peter's cat. Peter loves that cat. Please.
Well, if he goes, I go.
I know that's Peter's cat.
Go.
You are not going, and the cat is not going. Now, please, what is the matter with all of you? This is Hanukkah. Hanukkah is a time to be very happy and celebrate and have a good time. And Anna, would you please sing the song? Thank you very much.
Oh, Hanukkah,
Anna, please. Let's blow out the candle first. That way we'll have something for tomorrow night.
You're supposed to let it burn itself out, Father.
I believe that God understands shortages. We thank thee, O Lord our God, that in thy infinite grace thou hast once again permitted us to celebrate this joyous festival. Amen.
Amen.
I think they've gone. I don't hear them.
It's the Green Police. They found us.
If they had, they wouldn't have left. They'd be up here by now.
I know it's the Green Police. They've gone to get help. That's all. They're going to be back.
It could be the Gestapo looking for papers.
Or a thief looking for money.
No, we must do something quickly before they come back.
What?
No.
Oh, get some water, please.
Shh. No one's going to run water.
If they had found us, they had found us. Get the water.
Shh.
I'm going down.
Shh.
It may be a trap. Don't go, Father. There may be someone waiting.
This is Saturday. There's no way for us to know what has happened until Miep or Mr. Kraeler came in on Monday. We cannot live with this uncertainty, Margot.
Go. Shh. Come stay close to me. Quiet. Go upstairs and get our money. Get our money quick. I hear you can buy the Green Police off so much ahead.
Will you shut
Go
up?
upstairs and get the money, please.
Be quiet.
They still want to be dragged up to a concentration camp. Dixon.
Someone go get Father.
I'll go.
Haven't you done enough?
Please, Mr. Van Daan, please go get Father.
I lifted mine eyes into the mountains from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from the Lord who made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
What's happened? What's going on?
It was a thief. That noise must have scared him away.
Thank God.
He left in such a hurry, he didn't stop to shut the outside door. It was swinging wide open. He took the cash box and the radio. Thief. I think it'd be good to have some light now, Margaret. Come now, Anna. Don't be so terrible.
Who says that the danger has passed? Don't you realize that we are in more danger now than ever?
Mr. Dussel, please.
Thanks to this clumsy fool, somebody now knows that we are up here. Somebody now knows that we are hiding.
Well, somebody knows, yes, but who is the someone? A thief. A thief? Do you think a thief is going to go to the green police and say, I was robbing a place the other night and I heard a noise up above my head? Do you think a thief is going to do something like that?
Yes, I think he will.
Well, you are crazy.
Crazy, huh? You know, that's I think. I think that he will get caught by the green police. And he will make a bargain with them. And if they let him go, he'll tell them where some Jews are hiding. That's what I think.
I think Mr. Dussel's right. I think he's right.
Oh, Father, we have to get out of here. Let's go. Let's go, Father.
Go where?
Yes, Otto, there, we're gonna go, please. Please, we got to...
Have we lost all of our faith? All of our courage? Just a moment ago, we were certain that it was the end. We were sure that they had come for us. But it wasn't the end, was it? We are alive. We are safe. We should be thankful. We thank thee, O Lord our God, that in thy infinite mercy thou hast once again spared us. Amen. Amen.
Amen.
Now, Anna, now is time for the song. Yes, now is time.
Oh, Hanukkah. Oh, I can't hear.
Yes, you can, Anna. I know you can.
Oh, Hanukkah, the sweet celebration. Around the feast we gather in complete jubilation. Happiest of seasons now is here. Many are the reasons for good cheer. Together we'll weather whatever tomorrow may bring. So hear us rejoicing and merrily voicing this Hanukkah song that we sing. Hey! Hear us rejoicing and merrily voicing this Hanukkah song that we sing. Hey!
Months and 25 days. It seems that our life is at a standstill. We are all the Von Dons. Mother still does not understand me. But then I don't understand her either. There is one great change, however. A change in myself. I read somewhere that girls of my age don't feel quite certain of themselves, that they become quiet within and begin to think of the miracle that is taking place in their bodies. I think that what is happening to me is wonderful. Not only what you can see on the outside, but what is taking place inside.
It's me.
Wake up, everyone. Miep is here. Wake up. Oh, Miep. So good to see you. Oh, no, Mr. Kraeler, what a delightful surprise.
We've come to bring you New Year's greetings.
Oh, well, thank you. But you shouldn't have. You should have at least one day to yourselves.
Oh, don't say that. I can still smell the cold on your coat.
How are you, Margot? Feeling any better?
Doing fine, thank you.
We filled her with every pill so that she wouldn't cough.
Hello, Miep. Oh, wonderful. Mr. Kraeler.
With my hope for peace in the new year.
Thank you very much. Sure, thank you. Lovely.
Miep, have you seen Mushi anywhere? Have you seen her around?
Oh, I'm sorry, Pater. I asked everyone in the neighborhood had they seen a gray cat, but they said no.
Look what Miep has brought us.
Oh my, it's a cake. Oh.
A cake! I'll get some plates.
Thank you. Thank you, Miep. You should not have, but you must have used all your sugar ration for weeks.
It's been ages since I've seen a cake. Not since the one you brought us last year. You remember? Because it was just this time last year, and I'll never forget it because it said peace in 1943 on it. Peace in 1944.
Philip has to come sometime, you know.
Here's a knife, Miep. Margaret?
How many of this are there?
None for me, thank you.
No,
Good, good. That leaves 1, 2, 3, 7 of us.
8. It's the same number as it always is.
I left Margaret out, that's all.
Why wouldn't she have any?
I think it won't harm her.
I just take it for granted she won't be having any because I don't want her to start coughing again, that's all.
And please, let Mrs. Frank cut the cake.
What's the
It
difference?
isn't Mrs. Frank's cake, is it, Miep? It's for all of us.
Mrs. Frank simply devised things better.
What are you saying? You're saying I don't give everyone a fair share?
Oh, forget it, Cari.
No,
Stop
I
listening to
want
her.
an answer. Don't I give everyone the same?
Yes, everybody always gets exactly the same.
Thank you very much.
Except Mr. Van Daan always seems to get a little bit more.
That's a lie!
Oh, please, see what a little sugar cake does to us. Goes straight to our heads.
Mrs. Frank?
Thank you. Are you sure you won't have some, Miep?
No, really, I have to go in a minute.
Maybe Mooshie went back to our place. They say the cats sometimes go home. Do you think you could get over there to check?
Oh, I'll try, Peter. The first minute I get, I'll try. But I'm afraid Vic been gone a week.
Make up your mind. Already somebody's already had a nice big dinner from that cat.
This will find her.
Dirk's in luck who can get a girl who can cook like this.
I have to run. Dirk's taking me to a party tonight to celebrate the new year.
Party, do tell us what everyone is wearing and what everything you see so you can tell us tomorrow. Won't you?
I will give you a full report on it.
Oh! Before you leave, there's something I'd like for you to do for me. One moment.
I wish that I could go with you.
Peter, what are you doing?
Peter, what's wrong?
What do you want? What are you doing?
Father says he's going to sell her fur coat. She's crazy about that fur coat.
Is it possible? Is it possible that anyone is so silly to worry about a fur coat that hangs like this?
It's none of your business. You say one more thing.
Better stay, control yourself.
Just a little discussion of the advisability of selling this fur coat. As I've often reminded Mrs. Van Daan, it's very selfish of her to want to keep something like this when people outside are hungry and starving and cold. You should fetch a good price. If you could sell it for us, bring back the money. I'd appreciate it. And some cigarettes. I need some cigarettes.
I'll try, Mr. Van Daan, but it's terribly difficult to get them.
I'm sure you'll try.
Goodbye, everyone.
Do tell us about everything, Miep.
Bye, Miep.
Goodbye. Goodbye, Miep.
The cigarettes.
Meep, check on Mooshie.
I will, Peter. Goodbye.
Are you sure you won't have some cake?
I'd better not.
Are you still feeling badly, mister? What does the doctor say?
Oh, I haven't been to him.
Now, Mr. Kraeler, you should really go to the doctor.
Oh, I've tried. But you can't get a doctor these days. They're so busy. After weeks, I finally got one on the telephone. I told him I'd like an appointment. I wasn't feeling very well. And you know what he says? Over the telephone? Stick out your tongue. Well, I've got some contracts here. Would you like to look over them with me?
Oh, yes, of course.
So excuse us, I will only keep him a minute.
What's the matter? What's gone wrong?
No, nothing. I just want your father's advice, that's all.
No, what's happened? Something's wrong, isn't it?
It's something that concerns us here, Mr. Kraeler. It's best that we all hear it.
But the children...
What they'd imagine is far worse than any reality.
There's a man in the storeroom. I don't know if you remember him. Carl, about 50, heavy-set, nearsighted. He came to work for us just before you left. A couple of weeks ago, I was in the storeroom, and he closed the door behind me. And he asked me, how's Mr. Frank? What do you hear from Mr. Frank? I only told him I heard there was a rumor you were in Switzerland. He said he heard that rumor too, but he thought he knew something more. I didn't think any more about it until just yesterday. He came into my office with some invoices for me to sign. As I was looking through them, I looked up, and I saw him staring at the bookcase. The bookcase that hides your door. And then he asked for more money. 20 guilders more a week.
That's blackmail.
20 guilders, a very modest blackmail.
Well, that's just the beginning.
You know what I think? He was the thief that was down there that night. That's how he knows that we're here.
How was it left? What did you tell him?
I told him I had to think about it. What should I do? Should I pay him the money, take a risk on firing him, or what? I don't know.
For goodness sakes, don't fire him. Pay him what he wants. Keep him here where you can have an eye on him.
Is it so much that he's asking? What are they paying nowadays?
He could get it in a war plant. But this isn't a war plant. Mind you, I don't know if he knows, or if he doesn't know.
Offer him half then. Then we'll soon find out whether it's blackmail or not.
And if it is, we have to pay him half of it. Pay him whatever he wants.
We'll make that decision when the time comes, Mr. Dussel.
This may all be in my imagination. You get to a point these days where you suspect everyone and everything. Again and again, on some look or word, I've found myself looking behind me and just wondering what people were talking about.
That's the telephone. Why is the telephone ringing on a holiday, Mr. Kraeler?
Oh, that's my wife. I told her I'd be in the office working on some papers, and to call me when she got out of church. Goodbye, then. I'll offer him half. We'll hope for the best.
Yes, thank you.
Bye, Mr.
Goodbye.
Kraeler.
Goodbye.
Bye, Mr. Brumlow.
Bye, Kraeler. You can thank your son for this. Clumsiness. It's just a question of time now, before they find out that we're here.
Sometimes I wish the end would come, whatever it is.
Margot!
Well, then at least we know where we were. You should be ashamed of yourself, talking that way. Think of how lucky we are. Think of the thousands of people dying every day in the war. Think of all the people in the concentration camps.
What's the good of that? What's the good of thinking misery when you're already miserable?
Anna, please don't.
We're young, Margot and Peter and I. If we begin to think of all the horror in the world, we're lost. We're trying to hold on to ideals, when ideals and everything are being destroyed.
Anna,
Well, it isn't our fault that the war is in such a mess. We weren't here when it all started. So don't take it out on us!
She talks as if we started the war. Did we start the war? Did we start the war?
She left her cake. You left it. I thought you were fine just now. You know just how to talk to them. You know just what to say. I'm no good. Well, it's just that Mr. Dussel, when he said that about Mushi, someone eating him, all I could think is, well, I wanted to hit him. I wanted to give him such a, ooh. Hearing an old man like that, I don't guess it would be so good.
Oh, you're making a big mistake about me. I do things all wrong. I mean, I say too much. I go too far. I hurt people's feelings.
I think you're just fine. Well, I don't know. If it wasn't for you around here, What I mean to say is, things just get... I said it, didn't I?
Well, thank you.
You've got quite a collection.
Wouldn't you like some in your room? I could give you some. Heaven knows you spend enough time in there doing heaven knows what.
Well, it's easier. An argument or a fight starts, I duck in there.
You're lucky having a room to go to. His lordship is always in here. I never get a moment alone. When they start in on me, I can't duck away. I've got to stand there and take it.
Well, you gave some of it back just now.
Well, I get so mad. I mean, they form their own opinions about everything. We're just trying to find out. We begin to think of all the war in the world, well, we'll be lost. Just when you think you've solved it, something happens and you gotta start all over again.
At least you've got someone you can talk to.
Not really. Well, Mother, I could never discuss anything serious with. And Father, I can discuss everything with Father except one thing. Mother. He never won't discuss Mother. I don't know what's wrong. I don't think that you can truly be intimate with someone if you hold something back, do you?
I think your father, he's just fine.
Oh, he is, Pater. He's the only one that's given me the feeling that I have any sense. But, well, nothing can take the place of your school and friends your own age or near your age, can it?
I suppose you do miss your friends and all.
It isn't just... Well, it's funny, you and I. We've been seeing each other every minute for the last year and a half. And this is the first time we've ever really talked. It helps to have someone to talk to. Don't you think? I mean, it helps to let off steam.
Well, anytime you want to let off some steam, you can come to my house.
Do you mean it, Pater?
I said it, didn't I?
We've had bad news. The people from whom Miep got our ration books have been arrested. So we've had to cut down on our food. Our stomachs are so empty that they rumble and make strange noises, all in different keys. Mr. Von Daan's is deep and low like a bass fiddle. And mine is high and whistling like a flute. As we all sit around waiting for supper, it's like an orchestra tuning up. Mr. Kraeler is in the hospital. It seems that he has ulcers. Pim says that we are his ulcers. Miep has to run the business and us too. The Americans have landed on the southern tip of Italy. Father looks for a quick finish to the war. Mr. Dussel is waiting every day for the warehouse man to demand more money. I feel that spring is coming. I feel it in my whole body and soul. I feel utterly confused. I'm longing. Well, so longing. For everything. For friends. For someone to talk to. Someone who understands. Someone young who feels as I do. Mr. Dussel. How's that?
Fine.
How's this? You didn't even look.
Of course I did. It's fine.
Margot, am I terribly ugly?
Don't stop fishing.
No, tell me.
Well, you have very nice eyes. A lot of
A
animation.
little vague, aren't you?
May I come in?
Come in, Mother.
Anna, Mr. Dussel's very impatient to get in here.
Heavens, he takes the entire room for himself the whole day.
Anna, you're not going in again tonight with Peter, are you?
That is my intention.
But you've already spent a great deal of time in there today.
I was in there exactly twice. Once to get the dictionary and then 3/4 of an hour before supper.
Aren't you afraid that you're disturbing him?
I have some intuition.
Then please may I ask you this much. Do not close the door when you go in there.
You sound like Mrs. Von Daan.
No, I don't mean to suggest anything wrong. I only wish you wouldn't expose yourself to criticism. That you wouldn't give Mrs. Von Daan the opportunity to be unpleasant.
Mrs. Von Daan doesn't need the opportunity to be unpleasant.
Everyone on edge these days is worried about Mr. Kraeler. This is one more thing.
I'm sorry, Mother. I'm not going to let Petronella Von Daan spoil our friendship. I'm going into Peter's room tonight.
You two should talk in the main room. It saves Mom a lot of trouble. It's hard on her having to listen to Mrs. Von Daan and not say a word.
Well, why doesn't she? I think it's ridiculous for her to just stand there and take it and take it.
Well, you don't understand Mother at all, do you? She's not like you. That's not in her nature to fight back.
Anyway, you're the only one I'm worried about. And I feel awfully guilty about you.
About what?
I mean, every time that I go into Peter's room, I feel that I may be hurting you. I know if it were me, I'd be wild. I mean, I'd be awfully jealous if it were me.
Well, I'm not.
You're not bothered at all? Really? You're not jealous?
Jealous, yes, that you have something to get up in the morning for. But jealous of you and Peter, no,
Well, maybe there's nothing to be jealous of. Maybe he doesn't really like me. Maybe I'm just taking the place of that cat. Wouldn't you like to come with us?
That's okay, I have a
Will you please let me in my room?
Just a minute, dear. Dear Mr. Dussel. So here I go to run the gauntlet.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
My goodness, look at that child. I don't know what good it is to even have a son. I never see him, and he wouldn't care if I killed myself. Just a minute, Nonna. I would like to speak to my son for a moment. Do you mind? Peter, I don't want you staying up till all hours tonight. You're a growing boy and you need your sleep. Do you understand?
Anna won't stay late. She's going to bed promptly at 9 o'clock. Aren't you, Anna?
Yes. May we go now?
Are you asking me? I didn't know I had anything to say about it. Anna, dear, listen for the chimes. In my day, it was the boys who called on the girls.
You know how young people like to have their secrets? Peter's room is the only place where they can feel that they can talk.
Talk? That's not what they called it when I was young.
Aren't they awful? I mean, aren't they impossible? Wonderful discussions we've had. I was going to bring you some more pictures.
Oh, these are fine, thanks.
Don't you want some more? Miep brought me some new ones.
Maybe later.
I remember when I got this one. I won it. I bet Yogi that I could eat 5 ice cream cones. We'd been playing ping pong. We used to have heavenly times. We'd finish up with ice cream down at Delphi or the Oasis where Jews were allowed. There'd always be a lot of boys. Well, we used to laugh and joke and have... I'd like to go back to it for a few weeks or maybe just a week. But after that, I know I'd be bored to death. I think more seriously about life now. I want to be a journalist. What do you want to do?
I don't know. I thought I might move off someplace. Work on a farm or something like that. Some job that doesn't take much brains.
Oh, you shouldn't talk like that. You've got the most awful inferiority complex.
Oh, well, I know I'm not smart.
That's not true. Well, you're much better than I am in dozens of things, like algebra and arithmetic and... Well, you're much better than I am in algebra. You like Margot, don't you? Right from the start, you liked her much better than me.
I don't know.
It's all right. Everyone feels that way. Margot is so good. She's bright and beautiful, and I'm not.
I don't agree at all.
It's true. I know quite well that I'm not a beauty. I never have been and never shall be.
Well, I think you're pretty.
That isn't true.
And another thing, you've changed. From at first, I mean.
I have?
I used to think you were awful noisy.
And what do you think now, Peter? How have I changed?
Well, you're quieter.
At least you don't just hate me.
I never said that.
I bet when you get back out there, you're never going to think of me again.
That's crazy.
When you get out there with all your friends, you're going to say, I wonder what I ever saw in that Miss Quack Quack.
I don't have any friends.
Of course you do, Peter. Everyone has friends.
Not me. I don't want any. I get along all right by myself.
Does that mean that you get along all right without me? I think of myself as your friend.
Well, no, if they were all like you, it'd be different.
Peter, have you ever kissed a girl?
Yes, once.
Was she pretty?
Well, I can't remember. I was blindfolded. It was at a party, one of those kisses. So.
You wouldn't suppose that counted, would you?
It didn't with me.
I've been kissed twice. Once by a man I'd never seen before. Kissed me on the cheek when he picked me up off the ice. I'd been crying. And the second one was by Mr. Kufuist, a friend of Father's. Kissed me on the hand. You wouldn't suppose those counted, though, would you?
I wouldn't say so.
I know almost for certain that Margot would never kiss a man unless you were engaged to them or something. And I'm sure, too, that Mother's never kissed a man before him. But I don't know. Things are so different now. Don't you think? Do you think that a girl shouldn't kiss anyone unless you were engaged to them or something? Well, it's hard to think what to do. Here you are with the whole world falling around your ears and, well, you don't know what to do. Well, what do you think?
Well, I guess it would depend on the girl. Some girls, anything they do is wrong. But others, it wouldn't necessarily be wrong with them.
9 o'clock. I have to go.
That's right. You won't let them stop you from coming to the room, will you?
No. I might bring my diary sometime. There are so many things in it I'd like to talk over with you. There's a lot about you.
What kind of things?
Some I wouldn't want you to see. I thought you were nothing. Just the way you thought about me.
Did you change your mind about me the way I changed my mind about you?
Well, you'll see. Mother.
Thursday, the 20th of April, 1944. By this time, we all know each other so well that if anyone starts to tell a story, the rest can finish it for them. We're having to cut down still farther on our meals. What makes it worse is the rats. The rats have been at it again. Even Mr. Dussel wishes now that Lucy were here. Invasion fever is mounting every day. Miep tells us that people outside talk of nothing else. For myself, life has become much more pleasant. I often go into Cater's room after supper. Oh, don't think that I'm in love, because I'm not. But it does make life more bearable to have someone with whom you can exchange views. No more tonight. P.S. I must be honest. I must confess that I actually live for the next meeting. Is there anything lovelier than to sit under the skylight and feel the sun on your cheek and have a darling boy in your arms? I admit now that I'm glad the Von Daans had a son and not a daughter. I've outgrown another dress, and that's the third. I'm having to wear Margot's clothes after all.
What has happened?
The food! He's stealing the food!
You!
What is this?
Give me that!
The bread! He was stealing the bread! I cannot believe this, Mr. Von Daan.
You dirty thief! You good for nothing! Stealing food! You greedy! Selfish! I'm going to kill you! Mr. Dussel, please! Wait!
Daan.
Mr. Von Daan, how could you?
It was you all this time. We thought it was the rats.
I was hungry.
Hungry? Hungry, you say? Well, they're all of us hungry. I see the children getting thinner and thinner every day. Your own son, Peter, I hear him moan in his sleep. He's so hungry, and yet you come down here during the night and steal food that should go to them. To the children. He needs more than the rest of us. He's used to more. He's a big man. And you're worse than he is. How dare you? You're a mother, and yet you sacrifice your own son to this man.
Hey!
Don't think I haven't seen you. Always saving the choicest bits for him. I've watched you day after day, and I've held my tongue. But not any longer. Not after this. Now I want you to leave, and I want you to leave now. What do you mean? Just that. Take your things and get out of here.
Get out of here?
That's what I said.
Edith, you cannot mean what you're saying. You're speaking in anger.
I mean exactly that, Otto.
For 2 long years we have lived here, side by side. We have respected each other's rights. We have lived in peace. Are you willing to throw all of that away? All of that. I know that this will never happen again, will it, Mr. Von Daan?
No. No.
Otto, he steals once and he will steal again. You know that.
Please, let us be calm about this.
No.
We will go to our rooms and we will come back and we will talk about this. We will find some way.
No, Otto. No more talk. I am fed up with it. Now I want them to leave, and I want them to leave now. Do you understand? You would put us out on the street? There are other hiding places. A cellar, a closet I know, and we haven't money enough left to pay for even that. You want money? Oh, I will give you money. Out of my own pocket, I will plant. You told my husband that when you first came to Amsterdam, there's no way you could ever repay him for all that he'd done for you. If my husband had any obligation to you, he has paid it over and over again.
Edith, I have never heard you speak this way before. I don't know you.
I should have spoken up long ago.
Oh, you can't be nice to some people.
Well, there would have been plenty for all of us if you hadn't come in here.
We don't need the Nazis to destroy us. We're doing a good job of destroying ourselves.
Here, give this to me. She will find you a place.
Mother, Peter doesn't have to go. Peter hasn't done anything wrong.
Well, of course not. When I say the children, I mean Peter too. He won't go.
I'd have to go if Father goes.
Father? He's no father to you? That man, he doesn't know what it means to be a father.
I wouldn't feel right.
I'm sorry.
No, Peter, no. Mother, I don't care about the food. They can have my food. Please don't put them out tonight. It'll be daylight soon. They'll be caught.
They'll not go tonight. They'll wait until Miep finds them a place. But there is one thing I must insist on. He must never again come down here where the food is stored. We'll divide what we have, an equal share for each.
I get the potatoes.
You can cook it here. You can cook it here and take it up to him. But never again will he come down here.
We haven't gone so far to fight over a handful of raw potatoes.
Margot, no. Mr. Van Daan, get away from me. I know what I've done. No, you don't. No, you stop there, please.
It's Miep. Please. I beg you. Don't let her say a thing like this. It wouldn't be right.
Put away, Mr. Dussel.
Peter! No, I didn't understand. Get my bag. You don't understand what is going on. Give me that.
Did you hear what I said? The invasion has begun. You're going to be liberated.
Invasion?
Well, how do you know? There.
It began early this morning.
How do you know?
The radio, the BBC, they said they landed on the coast of Normandy.
The British?
British, Americans, French, Dutch, Norwegians, all of them. More than 4,000 ships.
part of Normandy did they land? Did they say?
Oh, no, Normandy, that's all I know now, but I'll be up the minute I hear more.
Oh, please,
Oh, I can't believe this. What did I tell you? What did I tell you?
What is it? What's wrong?
I'm so ashamed.
Oh, for goodness sakes. Come on.
Please, you heard what Miep said. The invasion has begun.
We should be
We have been
celebrating.
liberated. This is the time to celebrate.
It's still bread from children.
Well, we've all
Let's
done
be
things
happy.
that we're ashamed of.
Look at me. I'm the way I've treated Mother. I've been awful. Haven't I, Mother? Okay, I'm sorry.
Yes, here.
Let's celebrate.
Here. To celebrate, yes.
To freedom.
Liberated, yes. Yes.
L'chaim.
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 Edith.
Mrs. Franck?
Edith, dear.
When I think of all the terrible things that I said to you.
No. You were right.
Well, it doesn't matter now.
Stop it! You're spoiling the whole invasion.
Monday, the 5th of June, 1944. We're all in much better spirits these days. There's still excellent news of the invasion. The best part about it is that I feel that friends are coming. Who knows? I could be in school by fall. Oh, the joke is on us. The warehouse man doesn't know a thing. And we've been paying him all that money. Wednesday, the 2nd of July, 1944. The invasion seems temporarily to be far from. Mr. Kraeler has had an operation, which looks sad. The Gestapo found the radio that was stolen. Mr. Dussel says they'll trace it back, and back to the thief. And then it's just a matter of time till they get to us. Everyone is low. Even poor Pim can't raise their spirits. I have often been downcast myself, but never in despair. I can shake off everything if I write. And that is the great question, will I ever be able to write well? I want so much. I want to go on living after my death. Another birthday has gone by, so now I'm 15. Already, I know what I want. I have a goal, an opinion.
There it goes again. The telephone. Do you hear, Mr. Franck?
Yes, I hear.
But this is the third time, Mr. Franck. The third time in a quick succession. It's a signal. I tell you, it's Miep. She's trying to get a hold of us for some reason.
Stop it, you're wasting your breath.
Something.
Stop it, you're wasting your breath.
Something has happened. We have not seen Miep for 3 days now. And today, not a man at work, not a sound in the building.
Perhaps it's Sunday. We may have lost track of the day.
You with the diary there, what day is it?
I don't lose track in the days. I know exactly what day it is. It's Friday, August the 4th, and today not a man in the building. Mr. Kraeler's dead. That's the only explanation. He's dead. The thief crawls down the building, and he's trying to get a hold of us.
Pick it up and listen. See if it's me. Please, pick it up.
Miep would not do anything that would let anybody know that we were here. She would not put us in danger.
Please, I beg you, Mr. Frank, answer the telephone.
No.
Mr. Frank's right.
For goodness sake, you're on, can't we?
For goodness sake, Mr. Frank, answer the telephone, will you?
No. I will not do anything that would let anybody know that anyone is in this building.
Just pick up and listen.
I'm going down.
No, Mr. Please, don't go down there, please, please.
Tough me. It's too late. It's too late.
So we just sit here until we die.
I can't stand this anymore. I will kill myself. I will kill myself.
For God's sake, stop it.
I think you'd be glad if I did. I think that you want me to die.
Yeah, we could have been safe somewhere else. In America, Switzerland, but no. You had to have your furs and all your belongings and your precious furniture and everything to hold on to.
I hate you.
Peter, look at the sky. Isn't it lovely? Oh, look at the clouds. They're beautiful. You know what I do when it seems I can't bear to be cooped up in here for one more minute? I think myself out. I think myself on a walk where I used to go with Pim, where the daffodils and the crocus and the violets all grow down slope. You know, the best thing about thinking yourself out is, well, you can have it any way you'd like. You can have roses and chrysanthemums all blooming at the same time. It's funny. I used to take it all for granted. Now it seems I've just gone crazy. Everything to do with nature. Haven't you, Peter?
Just gone crazy. If we don't get out of here soon, if something doesn't happen, I can't stand much more of this, Annie.
I wish you had a religion.
No thanks, not me.
I don't mean that you have to be orthodox and believe in heaven or hell or purgatory and things. I just mean believe in something. Some kind of religion. When I think of all that's out there, the seagulls and the trees, when I think of the dearness of you, Peter, and the good of the people we know, Miep, Dirk, Mr. Kraeler, the vegetable man, all risking their lives for us. When I think of these good things, I'm not afraid anymore. I find myself and I find God is with me.
When I begin to think, I get mad. Look at us. Hiding out here for 2 years. We're just waiting here. We're caught. Waiting for them to come get us.
Peter,
and all for what?
Peter, we're not the only ones that have had to suffer. There's always been people that have had to suffer. Sometimes one race, sometimes another.
And that doesn't make me feel any better.
You know it's terrible trying to have any faith when people are doing such horrible. But you know what I sometimes think? I think this world is going through a phase, kind of like the way that Mother and I were. It'll pass, maybe not for 100 years, but it'll pass. I still believe that in spite of everything, people are really good at heart.
Well, I want to see something now. Not 1,000 years from now.
Peter, if you could only see it as part of a great pattern, that we're just here, just for a little minute in life. Listen to us, going on at each other like a couple of stupid grown-ups. Look at the sky now. Isn't it lovely? You know what I'm going to do when we get out of here.
For 2 years we have lived here in fear. Now, we can live in hope.
So it seems our stay here is over. They are waiting for us now. They've allowed us 5 minutes to get our things. We can each take a bag and what it will hold of clothing, nothing else. So, dear diary, that means I must leave you behind. Goodbye for a while. P.S. Please, Miep or Mr. Kraeler or anyone else, if you should find this diary, will you please keep it safe for me? Because someday I hope
No more.
I'd gone to the country to find food. Then I got back. The block was surrounded by police.
We made it our business to find out how they knew. It was the thief. It was the thief that told them.
It seems strange to say that anyone could be happy in a concentration camp. But Anna was happy in the camp they sent us to in Holland. After 2 years. After 2 years of being shut up by these walls. She could finally be out. Out in the sunshine, in the fresh air that she loved.
A little more?
Yes. The news of the war was good. The British and the Americans were sweeping across France. We all hoped that we would be liberated in time. In September, they moved us. The men to one camp, the women to another. I went to Auschwitz. They went to Belsen. In January, we were freed, those of us that were left. The war wasn't over yet, so they'd move us from place to place behind the enemy lines, where it would be safe. And at every crossing, and at every sighting, we'd go from group to group. Have you seen my wife? My husband? My son? Have you seen my daughter? That's how I came to know Edith and Margot, Von Dons, Peter, Dussel. But Anna, I still hoped for Anna. Yesterday, I went to Rotterdam. I'd heard of a woman there, been at Belsen with Anna. Now I know.
In spite of everything, I still believe that people are really good at heart.
She puts me to shame.
Miep was not arrested. She gathered all her money and tried to pay off the Gestapo, but it was too late. Her friends of the secret annex were among the last trains shipped to a concentration camp.
Mr. Kraeler was arrested and taken to a German concentration camp. He escaped on a forced march to Germany. He moved to Canada after the war.
Mr. Jan Dussel was taken to Camp Auschwitz, and then from there he was taken to Camp Neugang, and that's where he died.
Petronella von Daan was sent to Bergen-Belsen September 4th, 1944, where she died, and the cause of her death is not certainly known.
Mr. von Daan was led to the camp of Auschwitz, where there Mr. Frank was an eyewitness to his being led into the gas chamber.
Peter von Daan was sent to Auschwitz in July of 1945, where he was marched with thousands of Jews in the bitter cold, where many died of starvation, and those who lagged behind in the line were shot on the spot. Many of those Jews were never heard from again. Peter von Daan was among them.
Margot Frank became sick at the Belsen concentration camp in the winter of 1944. There she died of typhus in the spring of 1945.
Mrs. Frank was taken to Auschwitz. There she died of starvation January 6, 1945, only 10 days before liberation.
Mr. Otto Frank was sent to Auschwitz. He was liberated by the Russians in January of 1945. He lived until his 90s. He passed away in Amsterdam in 1980. He lost more than could ever be gained by his survival. In 1947, he published Anna's diary so that her memory could live on, lest we forget.
Anne was taken to Auschwitz, where her head was shaved upon arrival. On October 30th, 1944, she was taken to Belsen. There she died of typhus soon after her sister. I still believe, in spite of everything, that people are really good at heart.